Good afternoon. I'm Andrew Brennan, and let's talk about the LCBO and its union representing 10,000 employees finally reaching a tentative deal. There was some last-minute confusion, a cocktail of it, if you will. Now let's have CB24's Melissa Duggan live break down what's happened and how we got here, Melissa.
Yeah, we're going to get to that last minute confusion in just a second, Andrew. But the big headline here is that Tuesday is when it looks like LCBO stores are going to reopen, allowing customers back in. Employees set to return to the job on Monday to get things all set and ready to go. This after a more than 2-week-long strike by LCBO workers. We are hearing from both the LCBO and OPSEU today that a deal, a tentative one, has been reached. Now it's up to workers to ratify to make things official. I'm with the OPSEU president, JP Hornick, right now, representing those roughly 10,000 striking workers, and it looks like they're going to be back on the job soon.
Yeah, I mean, the vote is open right now on whether the workers want to ratify the agreement that's been reached, but the tentative agreement was reached. The bargaining team is to, use the worker power that's been built in order to negotiate the best deal they can at the table, and they did that. I'm exceptionally proud of our team. Exceptionally proud of these workers. They were able to put the guardrails in place that they needed around protecting public revenue and protecting good jobs.
Now, we saw breaking news happen yesterday. It looked like a tentative deal had been reached, but then just a short time later, something happened. What went off the rails? Yeah,
so the way that it works in bargaining is you reach a tentative agreement, and after a strike, you normally negotiate, back and forth a return to work protocol so that employees can get back in safely. So that how to dismantle picket lines, how to get keys, laptop, other equipment back. In the case of the LCBO, as you mentioned, the stores are, we don't know what the state of the stores and warehouses are. So, it's the terms of how and when the employees return. Our normal return to work protocols also include, a provision for how employees could be compensated for some or all of the time on the lines. Absolutely normal, reasonable thing. And normally an employer sends back a counteroffer. In this case, the employer did not send a counteroffer or reach out to us to negotiate terms. Instead, they decided to announce publicly they were going to file an unfair labor practice. We were able to have cooler heads prevail, get back to the discussions at hand, and finish off that discussion and have a return to work protocol in place now.
And what we're hearing from the LCBO in their statement was that no new monetary items are part of this back to work protocol. So does that mean that striking workers won't be getting that pay during their time on the picket lines?
I have to say there were no new monetary items as part of the tentative agreement. A return to work protocol is a completely separate document. So it was more of an overstatement on the part of the LCBO. It was clarified through conversation. There is no new signing bonus or anything else in the return to work protocol, but the workers were able to achieve wage increases as part of the tentative agreement.
Will they be compensated for their time that they spent on the picket line?
It does not appear so, no.
And what do you think about the deal that's been reached? We know that there will be raises over the next 3 years, a 3% raise over the first year. But I wonder what's going on with this ready-to-drink cocktail issue that we've been talking about for about 2 weeks now. Where do things stand there?
Yeah, the ready-to-drink cocktail issue was actually one example of what our primary demand was, which was to protect public revenues. The LCBO puts $2.5 billion into public health care and education. We wanted to make sure that with the privatization efforts that the LCBO would remain viable, we'd be able to protect those profits so that they could continue to go into investing public services. We were able to do that. We have a guarantee that all 680 stores will remain open. We have a promise of discussions to figure out how the LCBO can better be part of that modernization effort. And we've also added 1,000 permanent part-time jobs. So we were able to convert a portion of our casual labor, which had been 70% of the workforce, into permanent jobs, which means guaranteed hours, benefits, sick time, et cetera. Simultaneously, we've also got a cap on the agency stores, and I understand that a letter was sent from the government to the LCBO to ensure that spirits continue to be sold only in the LCBOs.
And just really quickly here, we're running out of time, but do you expect that workers will ratify this tentative agreement?
It is really up to the workers. I've long learned not to predict the outcome of ratification votes, but I will say I'm phenomenally proud of our workers, of our team, and the work that they have done. And it is now up to them to decide whether or not they would ratify the agreement.
OPSEU President J.P. Hornick joining us live here on CP24. Thanks for that. We're also hearing from Ontario's finance minister. He's posting on social media the LCBO and OPSEU have both signed off on a return to work protocol allowing the strike to come to an end. This is a good deal for workers and the people of Ontario. The LCBO will welcome back employees Monday and reopen for customers on Tuesday. Again, that's if workers do ratify this new tentative agreement. Andrew, back to you.
That's Melissa Duggan speaking with the head of OPSEU this afternoon. Thank you, Melissa.